Seems that from the perspective of our church, Christ's teachings that we must consume his flesh and blood really had a huge impact on our world. Even many of his followers at the time found this hard to accept. How does that fit in to our Lord's uniqueness?
Yeah, because of it's absolutely a great question, because at the end of the day, the Holy Eucharist is all about the unconditional love of Jesus, right? So you kind of have to put the Holy Eucharist in context, and we're going to have a show on this coming up later, but right now, just to give you the context, when Jesus says, "This is my body, which will be given up for you," right? Notice that word body, den bizri, right, in the Aramaic, notice that is translated into the Greek word sarx, right? And I mean into the Greek word soma instead of the Greek word sarx. Soma means the whole person, right? The whole self. Or sarx means just the body, just the flesh, as it were, on the bone. So Jesus' word is interpreted as the whole person. And then, of course, St. John tells us what that means. What is love for Jesus? Gift of self, gift of the whole person. That includes the body of Jesus sacrificed on the cross. That's Jesus' real body on the cross. It's also his risen body. It's his whole risen self, including his soul, his mind, his memory, everything. So that's the whole self of Jesus. Love is gift of self. And how does John express it? How does Jesus express it in John's gospel? There is no greater love that a man can have than to give his life for his friends. There is no greater love that a man can have than to give his self for his friends. The greatest love is the greatest gift of self. So what's going on there in the Holy Eucharist right there from the beginning is Jesus' gift of his whole self to us, which is his whole crucified person, his whole risen person, and his unconditional act of love in giving himself to us, which is going to redeem us. So yes, the Eucharist is the act of love which saves the world, the example of love which saves the world. And if we study the significance of his blood, which we will do in another episode, you will see the very same humility, love, and unconditional gift of self in the rite of the blood. And of course, it's, the Eucharist, just put an equal sign up there and just put Eucharist equals unconditional love. Okay. That's exactly what it is. Also, of course, the whole personhood of Jesus, crucified and risen, which is now the unity for the whole mystical body.